September is a great month to catch carp. The fish notice the approaching autumn and move around a lot, always looking for food. Out of this reason, I invited two Belgian friends of mine to go fishing here right now. As so often, everything turned out differently than planned.
I'm 39 years old. I live in Belgium. Years back, always been a fisherman, all kind of segments, but eventually doing some carp fishing. I do canal fishing, I do big lake fishing, I do small pit fishing, I do okay, it's not to pay fishing. And if you do carp fishing, then you have an experience. You go out and you experience something in real life, in nature, that you wouldn't find anywhere else.
I'm Tim. I'm the Carplet Benelux team leader. I'm 39 years old. Come from Belgium, Limburg to be exactly. Fish for carp, let's say a little bit more than 20 years now. Normally I fish a lot in France, so more smaller lakes. Also because that's the thing I know best, because in Belgium we don't have the big lakes like this. We saw each other in Zwolle, which was great. We had a good 3 days on the meeting over there. It was nice to get to know the guys behind the Adverno thing. Actually over there we made a small agreement to visit each other and have a nice fishing session.
For me, the interesting part of it is to connect fishermen which has different approaches in fishing and who has different experiences in fishing, and put them together in one situation, one lake, and one kind of stocking situation in the pools we fish here.
If I go somewhere to fish, I also always have the intention to catch one fish per day, and in the end to make each rod productive.
If we can catch a fish, it would be awesome, but my main priority is to have just a good time together.
I came here alone the first day. Tim and Vu came one day later, so I pumped up my boat and went without all the tackle. Pre-baited some areas which looked interesting, that we have something that we can relay onto when we use the camera and look there 2 days later if the bait is gone or not. Found a spot with a tip where we can sit split it around the tip, so everyone has a direction where you can fish to. Then I got my tackle and then it went late and put the rods out and tried to spread them over the whole area. I'm gonna fish later with the boys together to get a feedback from the lake. So also a bream or several bream bites would be a feedback which spots are gonna be productive and which spots not. But it was very quiet the first night. I had one take in the middle of the night. It was a bream bite, I think. I had a drop back and I went out and fish was gone. So I don't know if it was a take and the lead was moved or if it was a bream and it just went. I don't know. But I put the rod back and first night gone without a bite.
Whoever gets involved in Mecklenburg must learn that catching fish is at best in second place here. This country takes and gives how and when it wants, and our influence on success often seems marginal. Liberating or frustrating, everyone has to decide for themselves. Didn't expect this.
Yes! Wow! Yes!
Beautiful carp. Found my hook bait. Crazy. Thought it's a bream until I was over it with my boat and fog is everywhere. Just misty. Beautiful, isn't it? Of course, expectations were now higher than ever, and my anticipation for the arrival of my two friends grew with every minute. Tim came the late morning. Vu followed a few hours later. Now the journey into the unknown could begin. Motivation guided our thoughts and actions.
The place looks beautiful. Absolutely something that we don't have in Belgium. So I'm looking forward to catch a fish over here.
The challenge is that we have very few fish. Our goal is just to find them by wide spreaded rods.
Going out with the boat, the water was quite clear, but no vegetation on it. So then you have to think about how the fish will react below, what type of food they will find. The information is telling me that there are quite few fish in the lake. I think I will give the fish more time. It's only 24 hours, but already have to find my bait, maybe eat my bait a little bit, and give a little bit confidence for one night. It's not much, but better than nothing. If there are only 40 fish, maybe they already know how the fishing and the tension is on the water. So one night is maybe not a bad idea. I don't fish at the moment then, and it gives the fish confidence to eat my boilies, and I hope these tactics will end up well. So let's try.
Taking the information you got from the lake as well, just looking where you can find this mussel banks or where you will find the drops. That's the only information you got here, but you will not really see carp swimming around and just putting the bait in front of their mouths. Original? Yeah, but French fries are different from Belgian fries.
Belgian fries are hand-cut fries. French fries are small.
Yeah, the thinner and so, yeah.
Then you also still have the pont du neuf potato.
What is pont du neuf?
Pont du neuf potato is like Belgian fries, but even more thicker.
Ah.
And I also did it a few years, even on the canal, where there are a lot of reef. I know it's very hard if you come at a new lake and you're ambitious to see the lake and you say, wow, I want to fish, I want to put my rods out. And I do want to put my rods out. But in the end, my opinion is that sometimes investing is getting a better result or better return on it. And yeah, it's the first night or the first day I will fish now, so I cannot tell if my tactics will be right or not. My rods are in the right spot, I hope. Fished 3 depths, like 3.5 meters, around 5-6 meters, and the other rod is around 4 meters.
wake up after having never gone to sleep. That was the reason why.
Good change coming on the spot. It's always the same spot producing fish. It was just during the day now.
Just below the edge, where the mussels stop, the bait is gone. And a little bit higher, the baits are still there. I think because they're still bait, I'm just gonna put it in now. Put the rig back in. Went a size smaller with the baits, and then just don't do any extra baits, and see if the fish come back tonight. And hopefully they will take the one with the hook. Last night was uneventful. We expected maybe a little bite time somewhere in the morning. Sadly enough, didn't see anything. Hauke came to visit us early in the morning, brought us fresh croissants. Always nice to see the guys as well. Then the weather became quite good, sunny, nice and hot actually. So we enjoyed the time being here, relaxing, chilling, sitting in the water, joking about the fish we were going to catch. And then suddenly out of nothing, my right hand rod just ripped off. So yeah, completely out of the blue. Jumped into the boat, went straight after it. Yeah, I feel something.
Great.
I was nervous, to be honest. I was really nervous. My first fish from this beautiful lake. I was nervous. Don't mind the small one. I just want to see a fish. Hell yeah. Yes. But all went well. Went into the net. Not a big one, but it was a nice fish. Beautiful fish. So, off the mark. Not one of the big ones, but I'm happy with every fish. Beautiful lake, beautiful fish. Size doesn't matter.
After 2 days and nights without carp, this little rascal was bound for our souls. Where there's one fish, there's more, and it would be rather astonishing if we couldn't provoke another bite or two now.
I was really confident that we had a good chance to produce at least one bite per night, but it wasn't like this. We woke up every morning with absolutely no action, no bream, no tench. Even in the morning times when the bites should come here, there was nothing. The fish have enough food, enough natural food in here, and if we would act with a big feeding area, I think we will overfeed them, and the right way is to have small feeding areas, put a hook in it with a UV active pop-up, and that's the way I would go for the success.
Tonight the conditions will change, the pressure will fall, the wind will turn a little bit, so it is a little bit better, so I will reposition my rods again in an area that I've pre-baited before, and hopefully they will pass by there.
The plan was to move today to another lake for the second part of the session. Sadly enough, I received some bad news from the home front and I have to leave today already. So, with regrets in my heart that I have to stop this session. But it was nice, it was a great experience. We had a lot of good times on the banks, we had a lot of laughs, we made a lot of jokes. The nature is beautiful, the sun is coming up at the moment. I can say honestly, Mecklenburg took a small part of my heart.
Grounded but confident, we packed our things at this lake. Tim had private reasons that forced him back home. Wu and me went to a new body of water of a similar dimension. Lots of water, less fish. We were still focused on our aim, and we were in a good mood, so all eyes were directed forward.
I've blanked for a few days now on the other water. The conditions were not that well. Northeast, high pressure. It was a beautiful lake, but I don't think I was in the right sector to catch any fish. We packed in, moved to here. It's a very beautiful water. A lot of reeds here.
This water is not really unknown for me. I've been here for 2 longer sessions in the last years. There are beautiful carp in here, old carp with big heads.
I found some spots with plateaus, some drops, but also a lot of reeds here, so maybe I will put one rod close against the edge. Sometimes it produces fish, maybe one below. We will see how the weeds and the reeds are, because it's still hot. If the wind is blowing south, southeast, low pressure, it will drop, so the conditions will be very good to fish.
Sun is coming down now. The day is coming to an end, and we have a lot to do. We want to bait an area up in the north for the backup plan, and we have to bring out all our 3 rods one by one, and some are far distance. So let's go.
We drove the last few rods in the dark. That same evening we fed a prominent edge in the northern part of the lake. In the coming days, strong winds should come up and blow exactly where our boilies were waiting for customers. This late action should be an emergency plan and information gain at the same time.
My boat. Still good here?
Feeling was right to catch some carp, but in the end it resulted to nothing. So what we have done is we have checked some spots if carp was already there or not. And first of all we went to Philip's spot near the reed banks, and we noticed that some spots were cleaned up a little bit. And when we were all there, we also noticed some disturbance in the reed, so it could indicate it in some carp that were hiding in the sun. Didn't see perfectly what it was, but it was quite not big, but big enough to move the reeds. And also, yeah, with the indication that some bites were not on the spot anymore, we could think that something is around. So we are still confident that we will, might catch a carp over there. On the other hand, we also checked the north side, and we went down with the camera to check it, and the baits are still there.
Yeah, buddy.
We are here again.
Yeah, buddy.
I think we have more chance still if we remain here at the island. We find interesting spots in the shallows at the reeds on my side, where the areas are really clean. Used snowmen so far with bright pop-ups with bright colors, and so maybe we just put some rigs there with a little bit more natural colors, and maybe this doesn't spook away the carp, and we can produce a bite. Would be fine. The weather is still great. We cannot complain about the weather, so it's just up to us to catch some carp now.
The first 2 nights were again without fish. 2 more lay ahead of us. So we talked a lot to make the right decision about moving or sitting it out. In the north, all of the food was untouched. At our current places, the baits were missing from time to time. So we decided for the lazy way and hope for luck. Such decisions must always be made in the face of uncertainty. Laurels or kicks in the ass are facts of the future. Their faint whispers could already be heard in the air.
It's a mystical lake. It's a very mystical lake because the size of it, also what you can find underwater, also the spots you have, knowing that there are carp in the water, maybe not much, but they are tricky. First session is always learning money, they say. You have to invest to get some return out of it. And okay, we sat here in the lake with good conditions, I think. We had good conditions. We thought that magic will happen, but in the end we didn't got any fish, but magic did happen. Not by catching fish, but by thinking about the next approach for this lake, because the story isn't over yet. Yeah, Germany is nice.
Moin moin.
Moin moin, indeed. Really looking forward for the next time.
Stay like you are, my friend.
Ciao ciao.
Bye. Bye, Moo. See you next time. You're always welcome.
Big love from Belgium.
Yeah.
And big love from Germany.
In the end, it's up to us whether we bear the failures with dignity or feel humiliated by them. Carp fishing in Mecklenburg is a test of one's mental strength. Only those who are willing to accept many defeats and work hard for their fish will have a happy and successful fishing here. I, for myself, stayed another night thinking about the promises Tim and Wu had made to me. With confidence in my thoughts, I realized they were now also tangled in this net, and I was glad to share this fate with them.